So let's have a look at the 15 mistakes you should avoid to actually get out of the rut. All right, so this is actually our newsletter that's going out today, but when you see this, it will already been out. So the link is in the description of where you can find this one. But I mean, we always start with a little bit like what you should check out for videos that are worth watching because you can actually learn from it to improve your own videos. But let's get into the meat, right? Mistakes to avoid on YouTube. So number one that people mistake is like whatever first idea they come up with, they'll post. And they don't even do the research, or what they do is they think that idea is good for them, but they don't think about the audience first, right? So especially if you're a channel that is business driven and you're using YouTube as a traffic tool, a lead generator, make content that is for your audience, that what is helping your audience, not yourself. Don't promote yourself. Don't over publish in testimonials and stuff like that, because that's not what your audience wants. Your audience wants value. So the key is do your research for proven ideas. We always say ideas is the most important. Number two is a big one as well, especially for businesses that are bigger and they want to put someone in the video, but they don't know who. They're kind of scared to put an employee because they can leave, and they don't want that to change all the time. So there's a solution for this. Like either you put the subject as the founder or the CEO or the main person of the business in there, but we understand that they're busy and we can't really, they can't really make time to actually do these videos. That's fine. So what we also recommend is like instead having a channel where someone's face is connected to, what is ideal because people like to be familiar with someone and trust that person. But the other thing that you can do is focus on formats. And what that means is like be known for something. And like this includes your branding, this includes the value you bring, the like what people can get out of your content. So every time they see that thumbnail and that video popping up on their browser, they're like, oh yeah, man, I want to watch these videos because of them and I know they're going to be good. I don't even have to see what topic it is. I want to watch it. This usually works a lot better in entertainment, but you can definitely do that within business as well. Number three, cluttered thumbnails. What we see so often is literally like how you would have a slide deck and put like a slide as a thumbnail. Massive amount of text, 2 paragraphs of the explanation of what the video is about or the topic that they're talking about, and like not even a face or a very weird face. There's so many different colors. So you use a thumbnail for 3 reasons. It's a scroll stopper, it creates curiosity, and it sets expectations. Now, you don't want to be generic. You don't want to be, like I said, a slideshow or a pamphlet that just explains everything in the thumbnail, or you don't want it to be overwhelming people because people only have a short attention span. And if they see something like that, they're not going to read anything and they're just going to browse past it. So what should a good thumbnail look like? And first of all, it is okay to have empty space on a thumbnail. Like I see this way too often. It's like, oh, but there's so much space left here. I want to fill that up with more information. No. So there's 3 elements. The subject, this could be the face or the object that the topic is about. Text, yes, but limit yourself 3 to 5 words. Like this is challenging, but it will pay off. Number 3, context. This could be like if you're in finance trading, like a graph going up or down, or in YouTube is the same thing, where it's like a flat line and then a breakout, something like that. Something that represents the niche and the topic of the video. All right. Number 4 is no structure in your videos. So often people, and I'm not like excluded from that, just press record and hope for the best. But follow a simple structure that will guide people to the value. Because your video can be amazing, but if they don't get through the hook or the intro, then like there's no point of that. So that's the goal, right? Like I'm gonna walk you through here real quick. The hook is really like to deliver on the promise of the title and the thumbnail. Very short, could be 2 to 5 seconds, sometimes a little bit longer, 10 seconds. Then you go into the intro, what explains the concept of the video. And you're also talking to who should be listening to this and why they should care. So in this case is like what I did in this video is like, why should you listen to me? Well, I've worked with dozens and dozens of channels, identifying their mistakes and I'm making sure they avoid it. So next time they do get success. What I would also include in the intro of the video is an open loop, what is like a curiosity gap, meaning that you want people to watch through the end. So it could be like, hey, number 14 is my absolute favorite. And actually in this video it is. And so I'm a bit late on my open loop, but number 14 is actually my favorite because I say it all the time. And then number 4, who you are, what you qualified. That's kind of what I already explained. Then you get into the meat. So that first 1 to 4 points, that could all be within 30 seconds to a minute. Like it doesn't have to be long. Then you get to the meat. This is the value, and the idea is to resolve the tension that you set up in the intro and you deliver on everything you promised before. Then number 6 is very, very important. Optimize your outro. Make sure it's not too long, and we go into that a little bit later. I believe point 15. Okay, number 5. What I see very, very often, and this is specifically to professionals who don't want to look bad. They're like, oh, my video needs to be perfect. But what happens is they're like paralyzed. They get paralysis analysis and they don't start or they never finish their videos. And one of the things, for example, from our community is like they just keep perfecting their studio. It's like, oh, I bought a new light, my microphone is better now, but they haven't posted in 8 months. And so what's the point of having it if you're not using it? So a way to prevent that is like set yourself a deadline, or when a video is 85% there, just accept it and it's ready to post. Like that next 15% or 10% of that video, to get that done, it takes more effort to get that first 15%. So just set a point where you will publish, even if you're not consistent with uploading, just set an uploading date and go for it. All right, using YouTube as a video library. Very, very often that I see businesses just dumping all their video content on YouTube. These are like testimonials, webinars, and all of that. Cool, yes, you want to have it somewhere, but if you're using YouTube as a lead generator, you need to think about YouTube that they really like momentum. What does that mean? That means that when you post a video and it does well, your next video you want to continue to do well and well and well. YouTube then rewards you with sending more organic traffic to your channel, right? So if you're gonna break that up with unoptimized content, with like I said, the bad thumbnails or no structure videos, and just like, oh, we need that testimonial somewhere so we can put it on the website, please use a different platform. Vimeo, there's so many other platforms that are specifically for website content and things like that. So create momentum. 7, not repurposing. So another one that businesses and people that use YouTube for lead generation is the easiest type of content to create are interviews and podcasts. I agree, because you interview someone and you use that knowledge and you share your audiences, and it's like a good way to generate content. You don't have to write a script. I mean, ideally you do research, but like the process is a lot easier. But what a lot of people are missing out on is repurposing that content, because what you need to know is that a podcast is a relationship building type of content, not a discoverability type of content. What does that mean? Podcasts are not really optimized to be discovered, but short form content is. Written content on LinkedIn is. So there's a video that will come out soon, or probably when you're seeing this is already out, is our whole repurposing framework for content, where with one idea, so that could be a long form piece, or even this, I'm literally doing it right now, this newsletter I'm turning into a long form video. But if you have a podcast, turn that into written posts that are nuggets for LinkedIn in Reels, maybe a short curation of how the content resonates with your audience. And then 6, returning versus unique audience. Like you want to kind of cater for both. So average view duration, YouTube loves that people are on the platform, so they want to keep people as long as possible, so they reward content that have a long average view duration. Retention graph, have a look at where your dips and peaks are and how you can avoid those dips and how you can utilize the peaks throughout the whole video for next time. Click-through rate is important, especially in the first 12 to 24 hours to see that your audience, like your closer audience, is really resonating with the thumbnail and the title you're posting. But long term, you need to really see, like, if your video takes off and actually is successful, but the click-through rate will go down, it's normal because it is spread to a wider audience. So keep in mind why click-through rate might go up and down. Demographics, especially again if you're trying to sell something to your ideal audience and you're based in the US and you're trying to sell to US students for a certain tool, but you mainly have people from South Africa or India watching, then you need to try and do something different so you can attract your ideal audience. And then the last 2 I already spoke about. So I also made a whole video on this on our channel, so go check that out. So number 10 ties in with number 1, where the idea is super important and we tell you to go and look and get inspiration for other people. Now, be careful not to copy everything exactly because you will always fall behind. What's very important here is to add your own authenticity into it. And authenticity is such a catchword these days, right? So what does that really mean? And how can you elevate that? For me, that is share your experience on the topic. Like that makes you stand apart from other people. Share examples that shape your vision on the topic. So for example, in the YouTube space that we are, there's so many videos just like this one, 50 mistakes to avoid. But the difference here could be when I'm referring to different creators or different examples of people and videos that other people might not have thought about, and it's just a fresh look on something. Number 3, anecdotes, funny stories, something that makes more personal. And number 4 is obviously your opinion. My opinion is different from yours or could be different from somebody else, and that sets you apart. Basically is whatever makes you different from other people. So number 11, no strategy long term. One of the things that I always say to people that just start creating content, just make something. No matter what, because you don't know what works for your audience, you don't know what works for you. So you're just going to start posting, and that's messy for sure. In the beginning, it's going to take messy. There's no consistency, there's no style, no branding, whatever it is, you just get going. But once you get going and you have a better idea of who your audience is, you really need to start getting into a pattern. And Pierre Herubel, I'm following him on LinkedIn. He's a beast talking about content creation and how to do it well. He breaks it down like this. 70% of your content should be industry content, pure value. 15% could be personal content, and 15% is offer content, like sales content. Now, he's mainly talking about LinkedIn, but the way I look at it in a YouTube perspective is that you can put that percentage split in a YouTube video, right? So 70% of what you do within the video is providing value. 15% could be a little bit of that authenticity that I was talking about. And then the other 15% is maybe your call to action is like, hey, you talk to Sam Brown, also somebody with 100,000 plus followers on LinkedIn. It's about 90% content, 90% content, 10% selling, something like that. And within that 70%, you can come up with strategy like content pillars, something I talk about all the time. Number 12 mistake that I see very often is ignoring trends. And especially in the B2B space, they're very conservative of like, oh, we don't want to look like the cool kids or just do something radically. But trends could be just formats of videos that work very well. And if it works as a format, doesn't matter what niche you tie into it. So I already spoke about a few of them on my LinkedIn, and the cool thing is we also have a YouTube idea bank that basically accumulates all these videos that are outliers and where we see a trend in what works. I'll give you an example. There's somebody that made a video, 46 years of sales experience explained in 30 minutes. And that's basically somebody having a whole video on that topic with all of his experience. So that gets you the credibility. You only need 30 minutes to learn it. And that format, and please go check out this link, explains all of that. All right, number 13, blame the algorithm, right? So if something doesn't work, we're always going like, oh, YouTube doesn't like me. They don't like my content. It doesn't work, da-da-da-da-da. But what you need to keep in mind, and this ties back into number one, your audience, just exchange the YouTube algorithm by YouTube audience. If your video doesn't work, that means it doesn't work for your audience. So you need to go back to the whiteboard and start scripting again. Here, my favorite, what I was talking about earlier. A lot of mistakes that people make is vanilla because they don't want to be controversial, they don't want to be boring, so they try to stay in the middle. But if you're in the middle, you're like anyone else. What does that mean? You need to not always be controversial to stand out, but you need to raise the bar. And then I hear you thinking, yeah, but I don't have the resources or time to have a professional studio, and I don't have a camera, I'm not necessarily talking about production quality. There's so many different ways to do it. Number one could be your personality, right? I'm different from you. Somebody might like me better than another creator, and just that's why they watch my content. Number two is a big one, your unfair advantage. What is your unfair advantage? 50 years in the YouTube space? Not possible because YouTube hasn't been around like that. But like I said before, 46 years in the sales industry, or you climbed Mount Everest and you're sharing your experience. You ran 10 marathons and this is what you learned versus someone that just started learning. Other ways are different creative video formats. On the mastermind, we've been talking semi-joking about how we could put our dogs into the video to make it more engaging. Number 4, quality without overproduction. This refers to the script and the structure and just having good quality videos so that when people see your video pop up on their YouTube, they're like, I'm gonna learn something from this person and I know it's high quality. Right? Number 5 could be the way you interact with your audience, right? In the comments, always available, doing live streams, things like that. Number 6, and this ties a little bit with 4, you're always that person that provides just massive, massive value, and it's also kind of like the experience you have. Number 7 could be hyper-focused content, right? It could be a channel about cars, but somebody else could literally just talk about engines. And within engines, somebody just could talk about engine cylinders. So hyper focused and is like hyper niche and something that stands out from other people, right? So there's a few other ones, but these are the main ones. And then the the last one is long outros. One thing that we always see is like a big drop off at the end, as you can see here. And that's just by avoiding saying common things like to summarize, we're at the end of the video. This is where people will click off. So when people have an idea that your video is ending, you want to make your video end as soon as possible, within 15 seconds or shorter, and don't stack the whole video as like, to summarize, we're at the end of our video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stuff. Make sure to check out our course, and please follow me on Twitter as well. There's so many things you're asking from the people, and it's all wasted time. The best thing is to refer to another video so that people click through to the next video and why they should look at it. So if you want to dig deeper into this topic, I uploaded another video recently titled Dada. If you like this video, you're going to love that. And then click on the end card. And that's it. And it could be as short as that. So I know it's a lot of content and a lot of things to think about, but please just avoid these mistakes. Try to improve it, even if it's like one at a time, and you will see massive results after that. So I hope you liked it. We made many other videos on this, so go check it out on our channel.